What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes, and welcome to the final Pack Suicide, episode number 126 of my Path to Power. I'm going to spend the rest of my coins on packs, see if I get anybody good, but I'm going to need you guys to go vote after this episode over on my Facebook page. Which players should I keep? Which players? I don't know. You guys will let me know, I'm sure. Should I keep? We've got Hazard, we've got Gomez, we've got Nani, we've got the up Arda Turan, and there might be an informed card. I don't know if I pick him up in this one or if I already picked him. I think it might be this one. Shh. I'm trying not to spoil it. Well, you don't know which informed, but you just know that there is one. So moving on, final batch of questions. Gonna get it started. Jester Underground, first question. If you could kick it with any footballer in real life, who would it be? That is not even a real question. I'm going to show you guys some pictures from Oktoberfest last year. And Philip Lahm, Thomas Muller, Manuel Neuer, the Bayern guys. Yeah, they seem to know what they're doing, and I would definitely like to kick it with those guys. So that's an easy answer for me. Not to mention they play for my favorite team, so hey. What can you say to that? Next question, Chuck Norris. Why do some players don't perform like their stats say? Hulk is an example. So why do some players not perform up to their stats is the way I'm going to take that. And I think that has to do with what position you play them in on FIFA. Also, before I even go into this little ramble, make sure your players are at 9 chemistry and at 99 morale. If they're not there, chances are they're not going to play up to their potential. So we're going to take Hulk for an example. Now, I've used Hulk twice in Ultimate Team. Well, not just 2 games, but in 2 separate formations, and that's where this is going. I've used him as a right mid, and I've used him as a right wing in a 4-3-3. He was drastically better for me as a right wing in a 4-3-3. I found him to be unexceptional, mediocre at best at the right mid spot in a 3-5-2. Now, when you move him up and get him in front of goal, he all of a sudden becomes the sparkling Hulk that you would want him to be. He starts scoring goals for you, and you're like, yeah, this player was totally worth it. But if you're going to play him at right mid, same thing with Cristiano Ronaldo. I used him in a 3-5-2 left mid, was like, meh. Is he really worth the like 1,000,005 coins or whatever I paid for him at the time? Absolutely not. There are plenty of better players. There are better box-to-box wingers, which is what you need in a 3-5-2. Now, I didn't use Ronaldo up in a 4-3-3 or 4-3-2-1, which is my flavor of the month. But I would imagine he would perform drastically better. So that's something that I'll have to try out. Guys, if you want to use your favorite player on Ultimate Team and get the most out of them, find a formation that suits them. Don't make your formation work for them. That's the best advice I can give on that. Henry King, would you rather have the near post OP or the finesse shot OP? I would rather have the near post be OP. I'll tell you why. Near post are power shots that go in. The finesse shots that went in previous FIFAs are outrageous at times. Now, this isn't to say that they wouldn't go in real life from time to time, but the amount of them that would just be whipped in every time was outrageous. And it was the keeper's positioning that was just like, oh no, it's a finesse shot, I'll never be able to stop that, so I'm going to just stand here in the middle. And that was crazy. But with the power shots in the near post, if you're standing 10 yards away from the keeper and a player with 90 plus shot power steps up and rifles that, the reaction time to be able to stop that is crazy. That's why I think that the power shots in the near post is less of a big deal. And keepers positioning, keepers get yelled at all the time for not covering their near post, but it's a lot easier to be out of position and beaten at the near post than it is to be out of position and beaten with an outrageous finesse shot at the far post. So I guess that's my short and sweet answer to that. Next question, Kinaj1. When is the next Oktoberfest? Tell me this isn't a real question. Kinaj, come on, man. Come on. There's nothing top net about that. Moving on. Which Arsenal player would you be most scared of? Arsenal versus Bayern. So he's talking about Champions League coming up here on Tuesday. And as a Bayern fan and supporter, I am most nervous about probably Theo Walcott. And that is because of his pace. Now, he's going to be up against Alaba, Alaba is a very pacey guy in his own right. But Walcott, sometimes when he shows up to play, he can be a little bit next level sometimes. Now, you got a lot of the English fans are going to be like, Japes, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Walcott this season has these moments where he like a switch seems to flip in his head, and he like goes onto this different little Walcott plane for him. Now, I'm not saying he's like the most next level player in the world. That's not it. But I'm saying he has the ability to terrify defenders when he runs at them. And that's when you look at Bayern players, Robben can do the very same thing. When he gets onto his game and goes next level Arjen Robben, and he's running at defenders, he is terrifying for the opposition. But it doesn't always happen. He goes in and out of games, and he drives me crazy sometimes when he doesn't pass the ball. So that's where that is. We're going to move on to the next question. So Theo Walcott's the answer. Who do I think is better, Robben or Ribéry? Well, speaking of Arjen, the answer to that question is Ribéry. The answer to that question is Franck Ribéry, without a doubt. It's because of his ability to pass. He gets his head up. When he beats a defender, Robben and Ribéry both want to take a player on. That's without a doubt. They're great wingers in that sense. Ribéry is box-to-box. He also plays quite a bit of defense. If you watch Bayern versus Arsenal, have a look at how often Franck Ribéry tracks back to make a tackle. It's going to be drastically more than even if Arjen Robben plays. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Cruz in the middle and Müller out on the right. But if Robben does start out on the right, he's a little bit lazier coming back in defense. Also, when Ribéry beats that player in the box, he's not always thinking, hey, you know what, I'm going to score a goal here. He's like, oh, look at that. Mario's open on the far post. I think I can get it to him, and he's going to have a tap in. That's why I prefer Franck Ribéry. He's a much better team player than Arjen Robben is. Final question, 0161 Gunners. Question, would you consider yourself to be a good footballer, and what position is your favorite? I consider myself to be a mediocre footballer. Now, I went to college to play on a scholarship here in the U.S., to play football, to play soccer. But I transferred schools pretty quickly after that. I didn't really like, and school wasn't my favorite. So I transferred. And the school that I transferred to, they only had a club team. They didn't have an official collegiate team. So I chose not to play. My favorite position, I always played center back. And I played a little bit of right back when I was in college as well. But and holding midfield. And that's my favorite position to play. I love playing center mid or CDM, whatever it is. And it's because you get a lot more touches on the ball. You get to move freely. You really get to control and boss the game. It's one of those positions where people are like, oh, man, he's on my back again. Leave me alone. And I do enjoy playing there. And that's just a defender thing. Every so often I can get a shot off as well, and that's always quite fun. Question 2, what do you make of Pep becoming the new Bayern manager? Fantastic. Couldn't be more excited about it. Yapankas said he's retiring anyway. Pep, I think, best manager out there on the market right now, and we got him. And I think that's a lot to do with how stable, Bayern is as a club, as an organization. Bayern has a pretty deep pocketbook right now. It's because they've done pretty darn strong business, and that's we've obviously brought in players as well. We spent a lot on Javi Martinez, but I think Javi Martinez, great shout. Pep's I think going to be thrilled to have him there. He's exactly the type of player that he likes having in his midfield. Same thing, Schweinsteiger, Cruz, great passers of the ball. So I think Pep is happy to see that, and it's going to work out well for Bayern. Bayern already is the second best passing team in Europe, and so having Pep there is going to be fantastic. It's only going to improve Bayern's squad, and hopefully we'll finally be able to win one of these Champions Leagues. 2 Champions Leagues in the last 3 years and no titles. Come on. I still think we're going to win this year, though, so there is that. Anyways, guys, head over to my Facebook page. Let me know what you think about the players that I should keep, players that I should take over. I'm going to try to get actually a career mode out today as well, and then maybe the first episode of the next Path to Power, so we'll go for that 3-pack. You guys let me know what you think. Thank you all for watching. Other than that, my name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.